It's all you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you zooming in, but also being here in person. We are again, like Jared had just mentioned, at the beautiful Messenger Library in North Aurora. Yay! Because we continue to do our mobile meetings out in the community just to highlight highlight all the cities in our county.
I do have to say real quick, this is a beautiful library. I've never been to this library before. I'm kind of a library nerd in a lot of ways, but yeah, this one is super duper nice. If you've never been up here, highly recommend it. Great library.
Architecture is beautiful. And yes, if you want to just come here just to look at the architecture, I do recommend it as
Yeah,
well.
it's a good library for that.
It's beautiful, Jared. So again, we're thanking everyone for being here. We're going to start not with an icebreaker today, like we usually do. Today, because it is the new fiscal year, 27 for the ROSC, we wanted to start off a little more formal with introductions. I know this is going to be a little bit quite quick because there's not so many of us, but I will start off myself. I just want to do this for any new guests that might be joining us today. My name is Annette Villarreal, and I am the Kane County Recovery Oriented Systems of Care Coordinator. And you want to just introduce yourself, Jared?
In this capacity, I'm Jarrett. I help out with tech and some other stuff with the meetings, but I also coordinate the DuPage County Recovery Oriented System of Care for lead agency Serenity House. You want me to pass this mic around? You got it? All right.
Hi, I'm Tony Garcia. I'm the Information and Referral Specialist at the Kane County Health Department. So I help residents and providers connect to different resources they might need in Kane County.
Hey everybody, I'm Alex Brower. I work at Serenity House. I work with DuPage ROSC, but I also help with Kane County ROSC as well. Work with our outreach team, and do a lot in the communities.
Thank you, Alex.
Do you want me to start maybe calling on some folks who are on the online side?
Yeah, please.
All right,
Can
just
we?
just because I see him right here, Ben Rudolph, everybody. He's a guy. This is a good guy to introduce himself as well into the new fiscal year. So maybe Ben, you could tell folks a little bit about what you do.
Okay. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Ben Rudolph, and I am the Recovery Oriented Systems of Care Technical Assistant for Region 2. And that means you, everybody in Kane County, DuPage County, and all other collar counties outside of Chicago. I am here basically to make sure, well, I'm eyes and ears for the state of Illinois. I make sure that everybody's on task and doing what they're supposed to do, that the deliverables and their paperwork is done correctly and on time. And as a person with 20 years of experience in social work and counseling, I also offer myself in any other possible way that I can promote and help and assist the councils that I'm working with. And I'm grateful to be here. Thanks. Also, want to say, man, I love the library. Yes, I'm a library guy. My wife won't let
Excellent.
me buy any more books, so I have to go hang out at the library.
You're more than welcome to hang out with us at the library anytime, Ben. I'll just go along the
Love.
line here. We're just doing intros for folks. Maybe just say like your name if you're from an organization, if you want to introduce yourself. I see Kelly Glover next. Kelly?
Hi everyone, my name's Kelly. I am from Ecker Center and I am the new supervisor of the Substance Use and Co-occurring Services Department. And Herb will be leaving us in a little less than a month, so I'll kind of be taking over some of the things that he's been doing.
Well, welcome. Glad to have you.
Thank
Next
you.
up on my screen, I see Justin from Gateway. Justin may have frozen, unless he's just really good at sitting still. Oh, there he is.
But still not moving.
No, we're seeing you now. We got you.
Okay. So, hi, everybody. My name is Justin Wolf. I'm the director of outpatient services out in Gateway. So I oversee the 5 northern sites out here. So a big thing that we're kind of doing right now is we're getting individual mental health counseling into our outpatient services to really service individuals who might have otherwise had to go through long wait lists to get services. So big push happening there. Happy to join the
Awesome.
meeting. So thanks for allowing me to be here.
Glad to have you. How about our friend Mark Matthews is up next on my screen?
Yeah, hey guys, Mark Matthews, Greater Family Health. Man, I'm having me one of them ROSC kind of days there, Jarrett. It's a ROSC day because I'm again, welcome aboard, Kelly. Great to hear that with Ecker. Just connected someone with Ecker this morning. Just literally got done sending someone to Gateway about an hour ago. Ben's my hero. I think I sent Jarrett and Annette an email this morning connecting with. So I just feel like, man, I am surrounded by this ROSC stuff with it, which I think is a really, really good thing because it's definitely a we thing. So I'm grateful to be here today, and with that, I'll pass.
Great. Thanks, Mark. Next up, I'll save someone for last, but we'll do Lily. I see Lily Peterson next.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lily Peterson. I'm with the Kane County Health Department. If anyone needs help with tobacco or nicotine cessation or prevention, my email's in the chat, and please reach out.
Awesome. Thanks, Lily. How about Marcy? I got Marcy next.
Hi, sorry I joined a little late from another meeting. My name is Marcy Milberg, and I am a support specialist with our integration and operation team at Northwestern Medicine. So thanks
Awesome.
for having
Glad
me.
to have you. All right, Annette, do you want to introduce the last person who's on the Zoom?
Shelly Marie, would you like to say anything? Are you out there? Well, I guess she's not. She's probably just watching, or she's also taking care of the dogs. So we'll excuse her.
So is anyone on the Zoom side wondering what a bed is doing in the middle of a library floor? No one's even mentioned it yet. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. We'll get into that in a few minutes, but just a little preview. Go ahead, Annette.
So we'll start off. I want to start off with sharing some important information, right? Again, like I just shared, this is our new fiscal year, 2027, right? So the Kane County ROSC has been around for almost a year. So I wanted to start with making sure that we know that this marks an important milestone for the Kane County ROSC. Today kicks off our second year as the Kane County ROSC Orientated System of Care Council. It is funded in part by the Illinois Department of Human Services, Division of Behavioral Health and Recovery. And our council brings together community members, advocates, and recovery partners to strengthen support for individuals and families impacted by substance use, just like we see here in the room and on Zoom. So what a year it has been. We started the journey. We set out to build a community where recovery is possible for everyone. A system that is person-centered, self-directed, and designed to adapt to each individual's needs and chosen pathways of recovery. Over the past year, we have built relationships with community partners across 16 sectors in Kane County. We have connected individuals and families to local recovery resources. We have begun the conversations around reducing stigma associated with substance misuse. We have launched initiatives to address harm reduction and support reentry populations, and we've grown significantly. Our membership roster has expanded, and we'll be sharing the numbers in just a few minutes. Our goal today is to share our impact, educate on emerging trends, and chart the course for the year ahead. Your voice always matters. Together, we create hope, healing, and recovery. So now that I shared that, I also want to update everyone on our community impact report. Let me walk you through our top 3 priorities and how we made progress this year as a ROSC and as a ROSC council together. We have been working on developing, number 1 priority, was reducing stigma. So we have been working on developing a countywide stigma reduction campaign. While we haven't launched it yet, we are actively recruiting committee members and community members to work on this initiative and are seeking partners to collaborate with us this upcoming year. We have already also started changing how we talk at our meetings. shifting from language like substance abuse to substance misuse. And we're committed to continuing the work. One challenge that we're facing is finding a Latino organization to partner with us to ensure that that campaign can reach Spanish-speaking populations. That's a priority this year. Priority number 2 was expanding access to MAR and harm reduction. So we increased our MAR provider network from 4 providers that we had identified to 10. Our resource list included MAR Now providers, bilingual providers, and a transportation access guide. Serenity House recovery organizations operate a weekly bilingual drop-in center every Tuesday, staffed by people with lived experiences and CRSSs that provide and offer dual language support. The Men's Reentry Fellowship launched and expanded to a co-ed program in partnership with Serenity House. The one challenge that we meet there is maintaining consistent volunteer coverage, especially bilingual staff, and tailoring services for the women's co-ed program. Priority number 3 was addressing gaps in culturally and linguistically responsive care. So the ROSC has been able to identify a few organizations that were dual language, and we were able to make connections throughout our different partners so that individuals who are dual language learners and speakers are able to access services. 3 key resources had been translated into Spanish. So there was intake forms that were translated, harm reduction resources that were translated, and the MAR resource guide is also translated into Spanish. Go ahead, Jared.
I just wanted to mention one thing. For those of you who maybe like haven't attended the sister ROSC program in DuPage, but a couple of years ago, we had put together like a really, really big resource guide that covered probably like 15 different sectors. I think there was probably like a few hundred different resources with direct dials, not intake lines or just intake hotlines. So direct intake people, but also insurances that they take. And this is not only like in an Excel form, but also like a map form. So if you think more geographically, or if you're working with a client that needs resources, but like maybe does have transportation, so they can't leave like a 10 square mile radius, you can look up stuff that way. So if anyone's interested in getting that resource guide, just put that in the chat and we'll make sure we can like email blast that out to everybody.
At Jared. So we also had a successful council meeting at Elgin Community College, engaging educational partners and building pathways with CRSS programs, and at College of DuPage. So who did we serve, right? So we served individuals and families impacted by substance misuse. We served reentry population transitioning from incarceration, Spanish-speaking community members through bilingual services, and under-resourced communities with limited access to care. And how has our community changed? Well, we're seeing real system change. Providers are connected through shared resource lists and hubs. Stigma is being addressed through changing how we talk about substance misuse. Access is expanding with bilingual services and peer support. Partnerships are growing. Again, we have 16 different sectors represented in our council now. And just to give you a few metrics on this year's meetings, we had 10 meetings because we started a little later than our sister ROSC. And our average attendance was between 15 and 20. New members added, and this is the number for the roster, new members this year alone were 97. Ooh, I gotta jump up for that one.
Amazing.
97, everyone. Thank you. Thank you each for supporting us. And again, sectors represented were 16. So again, from healthcare to education to law enforcement and faith-based groups. We've had them, we've had them all at the table, and we are so grateful. Before we move on, I did want to share 2 quotes from our community partners and community members who have been served by our wonderful organizations through the council, right? Cheryl is a business owner, shared this. These gatherings, quotation meetings, feel important. The ROSC brings together clinicians, wellness professionals, educators, advocates, and community members in a way that feels curious and responsible. The information shared helps bring important conversations to the table. And Marjorie, a community member, said at 66, she didn't expect to start over, but coming to the Drop-In Resource Lounge and making that connection through ROSC reminded me that I am not doing it alone. I came for help, but found hope. That's something I haven't felt in a long time. So I want everyone to give themselves a round of applause, because honestly, this work would not be possible if we're not working together. So that's what this is all about, right? Bringing people together and making sure no one walks the path alone. The full impact report is available on Governor State University's website, where our ROSC Hub and documents are stored by the state. So if anyone wants to read it, you can find it there. But if you also want a copy, please feel free to reach out to me and I'll make that possible. So now we are going to go into a subject that has me, how would I say, twisted up inside and twisted everywhere. Because this week I dedicated a few of my hours, a lot of my hours actually, to, how would I say, just visiting different gas stations, vape shops, and gas stations have / vape shops and convenience stores. And so during that time, my eyes were open, my mouth is jarred. I remain speechless. I'm still trying to process everything that I saw. But we're going to start with spending some time on something that's happening right in our backyards. And I emphasize this is happening in our backyards. Jared and I had been researching vape and smoke shops across our communities. And what we found, and I know Jared is going to say the same and he's going to agree, is deeply concerning.
Can be.
And so we're not talking about licensed cannabis dispensaries. We are talking about shops in strip malls, gas stations, and convenience stores. Places where I go to, where anyone can walk in, right? So we are going to give a small, short, condensed presentation on vape shops. Actually, Jared yesterday had his own educational presentation through DuPage ROSC. You can find that on our YouTube page.
Not yet, but by tomorrow afternoon, probably.
And that one is more detailed and more thorough on what you can find. This one is just like a baby of it.
That, but also like this is like the 5 or 6 kind of substances we're going to get into here. It's a very short, it's only about less than 10 slides, but this is the stuff that was the most prevalent, right? So this is the stuff that seems to be like the best sellers at these places. Some of it you'll probably be very familiar with, but there might be some stuff that you're either like confused by, or also like they can sell that at one of those shops. So I think that's the point of like, and not only that, all of these photos are from us going out into the shops, talking to the owners, taking photos, all that good stuff. So you can kind of see up here, and Annette and I will kind of talk you through what we're looking at. I mean, like Kratom is what I would say when we talk to shop owners, like if it wasn't cannabinoids of some kind, it was kratom that was the most popular item sold at smoke shops, vape shops, even some gas stations that are selling some of these things. So kratom's a very easily available substance. It's been around in the US in some way, shape, or form for about the past 20 years or so. Different ways you can take it. All it is basically just a dried leaf of a kratom plant. It's in the same family as the coffee plant, if you could believe it. But the way you'll find it most often, and Annette too, we'll talk about some of these photos here, are in either what's like a loose leaf, which you can make into like some type of drink, which by the way is disgusting. It is not fun to get down. And then over here, you'll kind of see like in capsule form. So Annette took these photos. Were you kind of just like shocked by the like different amounts of strains of this particular one?
I didn't even know. I was confused. I mean, at first I was looking, I thought they were like, it was like cigarettes, like nicotine. But then when I started looking, I'm like, what is this? It's not only, it's so much of it. It's so confusing. It's all different colors. It's all different varieties. It's a lot.
Over here, Annette took these photos too. If you look at that cooler, if you guys can see that cooler online, so those drinks are actually it's a combination. There's some that are just kava. I don't have a specific slide around kava. I will mention it, but that's like another just kind of like sedative type substance. And so these are kind of mixed. Did you say they were mixed with kratom, the ones that you saw in those drinks?
Those are mixed with kratom.
Yeah. So you can see like sometimes there's like polysubstance even in some of these drinks. But the other one over here, if you see kind of in this kind of glass case over here, just like huge amounts of capsules you can buy, like 3, 4, 500 capsules at a time. So huge amounts that are actually like being sold. I want to talk about this one too. Annette, this is another one that she and I and the rest of my staff have been sort of like not shocked by, but blown away a bit, like how quickly this has taken off. But like 7OH and Feel Free specifically, those are kind of the main ones that we're seeing people really struggling with right now, but especially Feel Free. So if you're unfamiliar, it's the little blue bottles. You've probably seen them on the ground in parking lots all over the place. It's originally just kind of a kava shop, but then they made a version of it that has kava and 7-hydroxymetragenine, which is 7OH or kratom, or an alkaloid in kratom. So that's what's getting people hooked on these in particular is actually kind of the kratom components or the 7OH component. But you see them everywhere, right? You talk about gas stations too.
Not only do we see them, but now they actually have promotions like, outside of the store. So they're promoting it out of, as soon as you park, they have a sign like we sell free, Feel Free.
Right. Or you said like they'll do like deals. Like you could buy like an entire
I mean, yes, you can see it on there. I mean, I don't know if you can see the prices, but yeah, of course. The whole case, a case of Feel Free runs right now like $99, and individual bottles are marked for $8.99.
Yeah, $8.99.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the packaging looks like a health supplement, and it tells you it's a dietary.
It says
yes,
botanical.
Botanical, plant-based. It's called plant-based, but make no mistake again, right? It's unregulated and it's potentially, it's highly addictive.
Yeah. And then the next one that we got told at a lot of shops, it's kind of like the next growing or most growing substance that's coming across is mushroom products. Mushroom products are taking off. Now, you may be aware there's a push to kind of like legalize psilocybin, especially for those people who maybe are like treatment resistant for depression and some other like mental health challenges. This is not that. This is not psilocybin. Psilocybin, we have not been cleared to sell at shops or at all in the state of Illinois. So these mushroom products actually contain a bunch of different things. So you may see it as like we mentioned earlier, botanical extracts, but it's largely like Amida muscaria mushrooms, which if you're unfamiliar and you take too much of that, it is not a fun time. A ton of really, really bad side effects if you take too much Amida muscaria. Some of them have like nootropic mushrooms, so stuff like lion's mane, cordyceps, stuff like that. But as you see, they're being marketed how? Like candy and chocolate.
Sour dream, but yeah, they have, like you can see on the screen, it's cookies and cream, strawberry milk, local, and if you can see, like Look at the packaging. It says 60,000 milligrams per container.
Well, and if
And
you look at this one too, you took this chocolate one, right? The brown one.
this one is 6 grams of magic mushroom per bar. It's divided into 10 pieces, and each bar is $25.99.
But again, this is not the magic mushroom that maybe you're familiar with. This is not that. There's gummies too. You can see this is the Road Trip. This is a pretty popular brand right now in some of these shops. Micro-dosed blend, which is another catchy kind of like catchphrase right now that's taken off. So you can see that's pretty easily purchased at a number of these shops. The next one, let's talk about nitrous oxide for a second. So about a year and a half ago, maybe a year and a half ago, we started getting those bulletins about like consumer grade nitrous that was being sold in smoke shops, but also like culinary stores. We did not quite get hit by that the way maybe we thought we were, depending on it being in the news. But believe you me, nitrous oxide sales are alive and well in these smoke shops. So what you're looking at right now in those large boxes, how tall are those in that? Make sure the mic's switched on.
But because they come to my knee.
Yeah.
So they're about a foot.
So each one of these little boxes here is like a mini tank full of nitrous oxide. I always use this example back in my day. To do nitrous oxide, you had to like go to a rave or know a shady dentist who would sell it to you. But this is something you could all just go and buy at a smoke shop currently. Not only that, we're going to go in this next photo here. If you look over on the right, they're even using the language of like nitrous use out of like whipped cream containers. So you see right there, it says whip it. It says that it's sold to kind of like give what did it say? It was like it gives it like a creamier consistency or something.
Let's see.
Yeah. But what was this right here? The black box said something.
That
Right
black
there.
box, if you read into the label, it'll say not for medical use, do not refill, but one of those says do not inhale.
Yeah. So
And that's that cream box. And like you can see, I think that's a box of 6, and there's only one left.
yeah. The interesting thing too with the nitrous is that, like she said, so it'll say all over the place, like for culinary use only, do not inhale, all that type of. It's like I use the parallel of like back in the day when there were smoke shops, they would sell like glass pieces or glass bongs, and it would say for tobacco use only. It's that same sort of like wink, wink, with a lot of the labels with this stuff. The promotions is another thing that kind of like blew us away at a number of these shops. So do you want to talk us through the promotions in that?
Oh, yeah. So they have, giveaway promotions. Like you can see, there's the iPhone 15 giveaway. For every $25 spent, you get a raffle ticket. These shops, they love running aggressive promotions to encourage more spending, and, including raffles for high value prices. But then again, who does an iPhone or a PlayStation 2 really,
Appeal
attract?
to, yeah.
It does, to me, it really is bringing like more of a youth, youth environment, like more to kids. It's more geared to kids and young adults. But yeah, and so
in the middle too.
middle they run special deals, right? Like you could see right in the middle.
And those are for cannabinoid vapes.
Yes.
So those aren't just for regular vapes. Those are for the vapes that have like deltas or maybe even like the different THCs that they're able to slip under there in some of the smoke shops. So yeah, but like a lot of BOGOs. Like I saw a lot of BOGO signs if you wanted to go in there and get one. The etc. Okay. Can you explain the one on the left? Because I didn't see that one, but you did.
To get a 7-Up at the gas station. This is the gas station. And when I was visiting the gas station in their glass displays, besides all, the other things that they were selling, they had this straight. And so,
it's used to beat drug tests. Yeah.
These are all, products that are used to, math, when you're, a urine analysis or drug test. But why would we find this right underneath like the mushroom gummies and,
it's there for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one in the middle is called OR Reset, and I did a longer bit about this at the kind of deeper presentation, but this is just like a cocktail of some like very easily purchased substances like L-tyrosine, L-theanine, like some of these nootropic meds. That's all that is in there, but it's calling itself like it's almost like they're promoting like a tolerance reset via something like this, which is kind of fascinating. If you look on the right, Brave New World, we're now getting into the world of stuff that mimics ketamine. If you look at that, it says ketacaps. So I think the manufacturers are not happy with just all of these things. They now have to get into the world of mimicking ketamine and stuff like that now. So a lot of new stuff out there. I mean, even from like last year when you and I were going into shops and doing this.
There's a lot of new things out there, a lot, and a lot of different methods of people using these. You know, I mean, before we only mainly saw like the feel-free bottles, but now there's vapes, there's what other things? Gummies, right, Jared?
Well,
There's vapes,
edibles is
gummies.
like the biggest
Yes.
business in various forms. I mean, but here's the other thing. We haven't even talked about like the vape or nicotine component, which is obviously like half or more of some of these places' sales. Some interesting quotes though. A lot of places who maybe sold a lot of the cannabinoid stuff before maybe even the dispensaries and stuff came in have mentioned that like a lot of those sales have gone straight to the dispensaries. So it's been a lot of the sales drop-offs for cannabinoids or THC type stuff or deltas at a lot of these shops. But a lot of them are telling us like the mushrooms are what most people are curious about. So they'll come in and ask about all these mushroom edibles. There's mushroom vapes, if you can believe it. But they've kind of turned everything into a vape at this point. The other one that they said obviously was like 7-OH and pseudoindoxil. The kind of interviews that we had and the quotes that we got from people that were probably what y'all have heard, which is, you know, yeah, they have regular customers that come in for it every day, sometimes multiple times a day. You know, each one of those little 4 or 5 capsule packs is like what, $60? Is that what you found when you were out there? So imagine going back and spending $60 multiple times a day. You can see why it can become very, very tricky. The other thing, and we've been fortunate to have, you know, conversations and have coalitions with like crisis center doctors, ER docs, and we're hearing the same thing, which is like, you know, I know in the DuPage Crisis Center, I think last week he said there was like 3 or 4 people alone showing up looking for help with 7-OH withdrawals because they didn't know what to do with it, had no clue it was coming, and then, you know, boom, all of a sudden something they were buying at a smoke shop is making them go through withdrawals. So it can sometimes feel like whack-a-mole, like we get a grip on something and then the manufacturers throw something completely different in. So, you know, when we do this, it's never to like demonize, but more just to kind of make sure everybody knows what's out there. Because they're talking about the DEA scheduling 7-OH as a Schedule 1, which is wow, with 0 to 60 on that one. But sometimes the blanket bans on substances make it difficult because of the users who then jump on to sometimes harder substances. So, you know, it's kind of big on educational piece of this as opposed to, you know, just the prohibition piece. So it's pretty eye-opening. Like we said, if you want like a copy of the larger slideshow or presentation, just put that in the chat. I'm happy to send that out to you guys. We have a ton of quotes too, right? In those presentations. Did any quotes stick out to you when you were talking to the owners?
Well, actually, that's funny that you will say that because I visited over 2 or 3 places. At the gas stations.
You went 2 or 3 just in one day the other day.
Yeah. So, I mean, but the funny thing is like 2 of those, almost 3 of those places, when I walked, I'm just going to say, I walked into one and the person had very limited English, but not only limited English, they had no knowledge of what price. I asked for like, what's the price of a pack of cigarettes? Oh, give me a second and let me call. So this person was calling somebody and the other person was brokering what the prices were through the phone to that person. And then I was kind of talking to the person on the phone, trying to figure out like what they sell and what they don't.
The other scary thing was I probably went in for this report alone. I probably went into like a dozen or more stores, and I didn't see a person get carded once. Not a single time did I see anybody carded for anything, which is scary in its own right. Do you want to ask if Alex had anything? Because she's been going too. From going into the shops? Make sure she gets the mic. Nailed it all? All right. But like you said, if you guys want this, just let me know. I'm happy to email it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to stop my slideshow here.
So again, what can we do about this, right? We don't want to put fear in people. We just want to make awareness, and we need action. So again, just like Jared said, it's very rare when I walked into these places that I saw anybody get carded, right? We're looking at these materials, these pictures, and we're seeing that the products are, vibrant colors.
Oh, yeah.
There was one picture that Jared shared yesterday. It looked like a video
Candy
game.
shop. Yeah.
Like
Oh
a
yeah, there's video games like there was 7-O vapes I found. There was, like I said, mushroom vapes, kava vapes. Vape seems to be another one. They're just like putting everything into those. So some of that stuff's a little scary. Like I said, it's less about kind of like demonizing specific substances and more about just getting a grip on like what the new stuff is as it hits, So
Yeah, so I recommend everyone, when you have a chance, even when you go get gas, look at the counter. These things are sitting right next to the cash register.
especially
They're
the feel-free
highly
shots.
visible and they're put up high so that everyone can see them, so that you're called to them and you buy them.
Yep.
And again, if you have young children, please talk to them. Just make them aware and advocate for regulation, right? If we work together in numbers, we can advocate and we can change this. So thank you everyone for that part of the presentation. So now we are going to move on to our, I have a guest speaker today. Her name is Susanna, and she is from Live for Lolly. So I'm super excited to introduce her. Are you out there in the virtual world, Susie?
You're muted, but
sorry.
oh, there you go. There you go.
Hi,
All right, we got you.
everyone.
Hi, Susanna. It's good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Annette?
I'm good. I didn't put a last name because I know the last time I saw you, you were taking some time off because you were getting married.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm so happy
it
for
feels
you.
good to be back, like full time.
I
I
am
feel like
so
I
glad.
missed a whole lot, but we'll catch up really soon. Jarrett, you and I, and everyone
Yes,
else.
of course, of course.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I've been with Live for Lolly now for almost a year, and it's a non-for-profit organization, which I'm sure most of you guys have heard of it, but we do mostly on the harm reduction side. So right now we have a station.
I think you accidentally muted Susanna.
Oh, thank you. I did. Thank you. Sorry. So I'll go back a little bit. So we're doing an event at the end of this month in July. So anyone who wants to participate or be a part of, it's completely free. You could even bring your own tabling event. Thank you. Thank you, Jared. Was that you? I appreciate it. So,
No
if you guys want to send us an email, if you want to bring your own tabling, it's a word of mouth. It's our first one ever, but we're gonna try to have it every month. The items are completely free. Participants could bring their own t-shirts, socks, whatever they would like to dye. But everything is completely free. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to email us or just call or text us. But that's about it.
Thank you, Susanna, for sharing that with us. I did want to ask you just one or two questions.
Yeah, of course.
So before I let you go, can you share one story or example of how Live for Lolly has impacted someone's life?
Oh my gosh, where do I start? We do a lot of advocating for participants who are not aware of what Narcan is or stigma. We do also OND trainings, stigma training. And with Live for Lolly, just being in the community, we are now giving out food or toiletries to those people who are unhoused. So we have helped a lot of participants. I think we're averaging over 200 Narcan a month. Yeah, so that's potentially
Amazing.
saving over 200 lives.
Woo, let's give her a round of applause, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Susana. Thank you, Live for Lolly. But before I let you go, I did want to talk a little bit about this event, right? So I see
Yes.
that it's gonna be it's a bring your own clothing item, right? There is a suggested donation of $5, or you can bring one of the drive items, right? I have them
Yes.
right here. There's art supplies that is needed,
Yep.
screen, multiplayer games, new package underwear or socks, and package ready to eat food, bottled water, or drinks.
Yes.
So everyone out there in our community, if you can, maybe take a snapshot of those, or maybe take a snapshot of those needs, or maybe reach out. This is all you need to bring, and come out and have a good time. The
Yes.
ROSC will be there, Serenity House will be there, so we hope to see everyone come out.
I hope
I'm
so. It's
excited.
gonna be fun. Me too.
I'm excited to be out there with you guys. You guys do great work at Live for Lolly, and I know you guys are like everywhere, right? You're in DuPage County, you're in Kane County, you're in all
We
the
have
counties.
Yeah.
And
we
what I
have
love,
about 12 counties, yes.
yes, and what I love is that you guys also provide that dual language service. So
Yeah,
amazing work, you guys.
yes. I'm very
Amazing work.
excited to be a part of that.
Thank you, Susana, and thank you for joining us. We appreciate. Does anyone have any questions for Susana? Anyone here?
We can share that flyer too after the meeting if
Yes.
anybody wants it.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank
Also,
you.
if anyone's interested, please reach out to me. I also have the flyer, Jared. We can make it get to you.
Yeah, we got you.
We got you guys. Oh, and also, Susana, I saw that you guys are going to also be having free HIV and hepatitis C testing, correct?
Yes, from Great Family Health.
Oh, wonderful. Look at that. All on the same screen. I love it. I love it. Okay.
Yes.
God, it makes me so proud. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you so much, Susana. Thank you for joining
you guys.
us.
Thank you. I hope to see you guys out there.
Oh, we are definitely. You're going to see us out there. And so now we were asking about what's going on here in the middle of the room.
Yeah, you may have noticed through the entire meeting, there is a bed in the middle of the floor at the Messenger Public Library here in North Aurora. The reason there's a bed there, and Alex, if you want to come around with the phone, some of you maybe have gone through like a hidden in plain sight setup before. We have one that we do, meaning Serenity House's lead agency has one that they team up with the DuPage Health Department to do. So that's what we have in front of us now. Hidden in plain sight is kind of like originally took off like in a trailer, right? It was a mobile trailer that got pulled around, recreated like a teenager's bedroom or just anywhere like maybe you have adolescents or teenagers. And it's about where they hide stuff. Where are your kids stashing drugs these days? We don't have time to go through all of them, but there are quite a few that we've added over the past, what do you think, Annette, like a couple months maybe, to keep up with some of the things that we've come across or that our folks at community initiatives that our health department have come across. So Alex, take your camera on. Let's make sure that we can get the phone view, because for those of you who are on Zoom, we want to make sure that you're able to seek things a little bit more up close as opposed to just the bed view. So flip that camera view around if it'll take it off of selfie mode. While Annette will start to walk you through some of these items. So give us 1 second here. Go ahead, Annette. Why don't you start while she's getting the camera ready?
So again, just like Jared had mentioned, this is kind of mimicking, if you have any sons, like I do, you just close your eyes, you can kind of imagine that this is their room, right? So some of the products that we have here are very intentional. They seem like just everyday ordinary things, in your kid's room, because I just don't want to just say,
Note the dirty clothes. That's important here.
Although
we strive for accuracy.
It's just usual, right? But for example, this Monster drink. This is very popular. Everyone loves a good Monster drink, right?
Yep.
But this Monster drink also dubs for a hidden stash can.
Yeah, stash can technology has gotten better since the 70s and 80s. This is like, I mean, this mimics it to the T. It even feels, it has the weight.
It's actually going to talk about the weight. So I'm going to pass it here to the to the public that I have here, to the audience here, so they can actually feel it. But it actually, I mean, does it or does it not weight? Like it feels like a real one. I mean, if you shake it, obviously you don't hear it.
Yeah, you don't hear the liquid
But,
shake, but it's got weight.
Yeah, it does have weight. So another thing, we just talked about this, the Ready Whip, right? So
Oh,
this
yeah.
is such a common product in our refrigerators, right? I mean, who doesn't enjoy whipped cream with, fruit and ice cream? But this is
Or just straight into your mouth,
yeah,
too.
no. But this is very dangerous. And again, we know why, right? We just informed you guys about the nitro oxide. And really what's dangerous is not the whipped cream, right? It's the nitro oxide in here. And this is what, some of our children and our young adults and even adults are using to intoxicate themselves.
So all nitrous does in that is just, like we said, it gives it its more like whip consistency as it comes out. So kids are just kind of huffing the nitrous straight out of those. This is my favorite one though, coming up.
This one is it's Jared's favorite, right? But it's really impactful because this one, give me a second, let's see if you guys can hear it. If you shake it, it actually sounds like it's Kool-Aid with that little plastic thing in there to
Yeah,
scoop the
you can hear the scoop inside. Yeah.
It's a regular, if you look at it, it's a regular jar. There's ingredients on here, the Kool-Aid, the 35% less sugar. But then when you open it, it's also a stash can.
And that one can hold quite a bit of stuff. You really can't
Yes.
see it unless you're in person, but you can hide quite a bit of stuff in this one.
So think like the 34 quart,
Yeah.
34 quart ounce of Kool-Aid. So again,
Pass
I'm
this one
going
around
to be
too for the
passing this
shake, yeah.
around.
Do we have some of the new ones you got? Oh, yeah. Here we go.
So we recently were able to acquire. I know that everyone is aware that how THC is legal now, but now they're also putting it in drinks, and they're allowing like stadiums and certain stores to sell these products. This one we actually got from a dispensary, but you are looking for something like this.
And it looks like a soda can. Like if you were to maybe glance at this, now we got it on the label here where it says like purple passion, whatever the strain was. But if you didn't know the language or if you were just kind of glancing at this, I mean, it looks like a soda can almost exactly. Yeah. And it's grape flavored,
Just like, grape soda.
Yeah.
So you would never, ever, ever think unless you're totally really looking into it.
Right.
Let me pass this over for you guys.
Can I talk about the hair tie?
Oh, the hair
Okay.
tie. We love the hair
So,
tie.
This was the other one. Now, maybe this is shocking to me because I'm a male. I have not used hair ties very much at all in my life, if ever. So I thought a hair tie was just a hair tie, right? Like what could you possibly do with a hair tie? However, I found, yeah, you can mic me here. On the inside of this hair tie is a zipper. And in this zipper could hold all kinds of substances and baggies. I mean, and if you weren't to look for that zipper, it's a completely normal hair tie. So this is one of the sneakier ones that we found.
Is the sneakiest one, I think, that impacts everyone because, I mean, think about it. I walk around all day with this on my wrist, but I also walk around, put it on my hair. I mean, would you think like this is full of anything? No.
No, never knew.
So
I wouldn't guess in a million.
I wouldn't either. Here you go. She's like, I got it. Okay. So
Should we talk about some of the old school ones?
So some of the old stuff, like I'll just show quickly so I can get to the other stuff.
Because this was our technology, right?
Yeah.
The one in the front.
Yes, it was. So this is what we call a spoof. And I'm sure like anyone who's been born in the 80s and, can remember these.
So all this is a empty toilet paper roll with some dryer sheets rubber banded around the top. And this is used if you're smoking weed to blow the smoke through. And then it supposedly takes the weed smell away. All it does is make it smell like weed in a dryer. But I found out through personal experience back in the day that the only thing that really gets weed smell out is burnt popcorn. So if you got a teenager that's like burning a lot of popcorn all the time, chances are he or she's covering up a smell. That's the PSA.
That we can put certain things in or sell certain things in.
Look at the Airheads one though, especially.
They look just like candy wrapper. Airhead. And then this one is actually contain THC. This one looks a little different. It'll say 40 milligrams THC, but if they get this at a shop, and you can buy these at vape shops actually, and you can find these at gas stations.
You keep your weed in there.
You can keep different things in here, and they're smell. And so,
But that's the exact same logo and artwork from Airheads Candy.
It's
Like,
the same color.
it's the exact same. Now, we won't go through all these, but we've got like different bags of vapes. This is chances are if you've got like an adolescent or a teen, this is what you may find first. Like vaping is just super duper popular. The thing that really jumps out to us, and we won't go through all these on camera, but just to kind of give, I guess, like PSA is a lot of these vapes that are nicotine based also look very, very similar to the THC vapes. And in fact, when we were doing this at work, we had some colleagues we were showing these to, and at first glance, they couldn't tell which some of were THC and which ones were nicotine. Some of them will say on the side, like it'll either have like the little imprint of a flower or something, but I mean, they look the same.
They do. But this is one of my faves right now too. So the key fob, everyone. Here's the key fob. The press is actually pressed, but if you open it, it's somewhere where you can hide things at.
Pretty crazy.
So
Does that key fob work, or is it just a fake key fob?
It's fake, but the buttons pressed down like if it was real, and the weight of it kind of feels like
It
if
feels
it's
real. Can we talk about the comb?
Of course. So of course, everyone loves their beautiful brush, right? And I think we've seen these. I mean, they've been around for a while, right? There's certain things we can use them for. But if you open and unscrew the bottom, you'll see that it also seconds for a stash can.
Now, for some of us who like have lived experience, I'll rephrase that. Some of us have lived experience, or maybe have like worked in the continuum with substance use stuff, like know what to look for. So for a lot of us, this is like, okay, well, yeah, that makes sense, you know, why they would hide that there or what they're using. But a lot of parents we talk to when we go out to do events, they're not familiar with any of this stuff, like almost any of it. So for some of them, like this Mountain Dew one, Annette's going to talk about.
So this Mountain Dew, it looks just like a, your
same logos.
Same logos. I mean, if I'm going through my son's room at like, whatever time it is and I'm tired and I'm just looking for things, I'll look at this and I'll think, oh, that's, he's buying his, drinks of Mountain Dew. But if you read the label correctly, it'll say hard Mountain Dew.
Right. And so like we know to look for hard. Adults sometimes know to look for hard, but the logos and the designs of the can are so incredibly similar.
To be honest, like a parent, we're looking at our kids' room, but are we really looking? And when we see things that look so familiar that we buy at a store, I mean, you just glance at it. I mean, look at the whipped cream. Like if you see something like, you're like, oh, this person, you'll pick it up and be like, oh, my son didn't throw this out, but they're really using it for other things.
I will talk about nicotine briefly, and I know we've got about 5 minutes left in the meeting, but I did want to talk about these. So Zins or pouches, nicotine pouches are like, again, besides vape, these are really, really popular. And the main reason they are is because they're very hard to detect. Hold this for 1 second, if you don't mind. If you open up one of these little guys, there's not one in there, but usually there might be. But they're these tiny little white pouches. I mean, literally about a centimeter long. And because they're white, they don't have like tobacco in them. It's just pure nicotine powder. So it's really easy to hide if you didn't know what you were looking for. So those are probably just a few. We've got like 2-3 dozen items. If you're ever interested, we take this on the road so we can take it out to different sites.
I was going to say that if anyone's interested in a presentation like this and hidden in plain sight, we roll with all the materials, with all these materials. We'll bring them to your office and we would be more than happy to set up and do a demonstration like this. But not only for like parents, but also for partnering organizations, right? Because I mean, some of us do have residentials and we have people staying in our at our workplaces of work.
Multi-family houses sometimes.
Yes. And so sometimes when you're walking through and checking people's rooms and sometimes now you have to do a double check. So these are just items we wanted to make everyone aware of because they're items that we see every day. They're common items. And they're dubbing for something else. And again, it's all about education. It's not scare tactics. It's just making people aware and letting you guys know the no.
I like the Ross cam. That worked really well with the phone.
It did. Thank you, Alex. We
Okay.
appreciate your Ross camp.
Let me share the flyers for you. for
Yes,
the
let's
event.
go on to flyers
And,
because of time. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hang on 1 second. We are back. Let me get up on the screen. Okay, so let's go up top and let's start from there.
So I just want to make sure that I get these announcements out. The CIIC challenge 2 volunteers are needed for, can you?
Challenge to change.
Yes, thank you.
They got a food giveaway event
Thank you,
coming
Jared,
up.
because I can't see all of the
That's
flyers.
okay. I know, and you got stuff going on. I'll read a couple of these. So, challenge to change, creating meaningful opportunities, are looking for volunteers to help make a difference in their community. They do have a food giveaway event coming up. We'll leave this on the screen for a second if you're interested. They are looking for folks to get involved. How about this one? Who were we just talking about earlier?
Yes, of course, Greater Family Health. Woo-hoo! And I want to give a shout out to my friend Leo. He does great, amazing work and service Mondays from 6 p.m. to 9:30, Tuesdays from 6 p.m. to 9:30. These services are bilingual.
Very important. Next up.
So, band, and we didn't talk about, I mean, the Serenity House band, but
All kinds of stuff, yeah. Yep, on Wednesdays, they're out in Aurora, and also occasionally check out Sundays. If you're out in Aurora and you stop by the Aurora Animal Control, there's a dog park there. It's awesome. We feed the folks who are unhoused friends in the tent cities along the river. There's also cool dogs that come to hang out sometimes, and we give treats to. It's a lot of fun.
Right now, the biggest need for the Sunday van is, again, food items, right? Prepared food.
We cook, yeah. We cook. So
prepared food and summer clothing for, especially for men, but also for women. And we would greatly appreciate if anyone has any donations or would like to host a donation box for us to gather some items for our individuals who are unhoused in our communities. We will be more than happy to connect with you and get you everything that you need and pick up whatever it is that you will like for us to provide for our community members.
I'll hit this one real quick because we are running short here, but there is the Reentry Fellowship Program over in Geneva. If you or somebody you know could use some fellowship around re-entering from institutions, especially being justice involved, so coming out of jails, prisons, or other institutions, we got a group for y'all, 6 to 8 p.m. Over in Geneva. We can share that flyer for you as well. We also have harm reduction materials over there. If you're interested in getting Narcan, different types of test strips, we got you. And then we talked about the Live for Lolly event. Last but not least,
Yes,
do you want to talk about this?
So we just want to start announcing our Overdose Awareness Day, which is going to be held Monday, August 31st from 6:30 to 8:30. Please join us for a beautiful evening where we will honor those that we have lost to an overdose. We will celebrate their life through speakers, games, resource fair, and a food truck. So if you have any information, if you need any information, please contact the wonderful Donna Renard. Her number is there, or you can reach out to me or Jarrett.
Ours. We've been doing it for 10 plus years now. We usually get a couple hundred people out. It's a really, really awesome night. We also celebrate it. It's a celebration of people's lives, right? So come out. We'll have food. We'll have games. We'll have a resource fair. We were looking into a dunk tank. I don't know if we're going to make it happen, but we at least priced it out.
Tank.
I think we are. I think we're going to be there. But that was the last flyer, Nat.
You know, I want both. I want to both together. I want to make sure that everyone knows that together. It's kind of faulty, but it's on now. I'm sorry, everyone. So for my final thought before we go, I just wanted to make sure that I address again that together we create hope, healing, and recovery. Every connection we make, every resource we share, every stigma we reduce, it all adds up to stronger, healthier communities. And I want to thank you again for your commitment and how you have supported the ROSC this year. And we're hoping to continue for many, many more years. And we appreciate everything that everyone has done. And we thank you for your commitment. And we will see you next month, everyone. Have a
right.
great afternoon.
Oh, last thing I'll say, if you are interested in hosting one of our meetings, just reach out.
yes.
We're gracious visitors. We clean up after ourselves
Yes,
and we
bring
bring
snacks.
refreshments. So we would love to come and host a meeting at your site.
Yes.
All right,
Thank you,
everybody.
everyone for coming. We appreciate you. See you next month.
If you need us, reach out.
Yes.